All right. Hello, hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here, live on our YouTube channel and Facebook. I'm going to make sure that we are live everywhere. And I'll give you guys a moment to come on. Yeah. Live everywhere. Yes, we are live on the YouTube channel. Okay. And then Facebook. All right. Live. Yep. Okay. Let me share this into our group. And you can join me if you want to come in and get some live tutoring. All right, perfect. Okay, putting that in the face. Hello, Priscilla is here. Hello, Priscilla. Nice to see you. Okay, all right. And I am putting the link here. Okay, so if you want to come on screen with me and get some live tutoring, you're going to want to click that link that I just dropped, and you can actually join me here in this session and get some live tutoring. So if you are doing life, health, property, casualty, and you need some help, you need some assistance, you need some, help with passing that exam, you may be passed and failed and you need some help, I am here to help you out. So you can, we got the Kahoot pin on there. I need to change out that banner. Let me switch that banner. Let me switch. There we go. I am not playing a Kahoot game. That was for Steve. Okay, perfect. All right. So whatever you need help with your exam, that's what I'm here for right now. So click that link. You'll enter into my studio here, and then you can be on camera, not be on camera, as long as I can hear you and we can talk back and forth. Your microphone just has to be on, and then we can help you out. All right. I'm going to scroll through the comments. Oh, perfect. We got somebody who's maybe coming in. Charles. All right. I can see you. Looks like your mic is on, so I'm just going to bring you in. All right. Hello, Charles. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm so good.
Good. Yeah, Connecticut, I failed it. I failed it a couple of times. One time was 1 point. The second time was 4 points. And it's crazy because I was living in Jersey at the time when I did it. And now I'm living in Connecticut. So they were able, they do a combination of life and health.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take that exam, and I took that exam, and I don't know, I missed about 15 points. I was like, oh my God, I'm going crazy.
Okay, so what exam is it exactly?
Life and health with accident sickness.
Yeah, accident is just another way of saying health. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
life and health exam. Okay. And who did you use to study with?
Excel. I passed my pre-licensing, and now I'm getting some tutoring. I'm getting some tutoring with the organization that I'm with. But I see you all the time, so I said, "Oh, I gotta jump." When I saw you come across my screen, I said, "Oh, I gotta get on."
Good. Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And okay, so you're doing the life and health exam in Connecticut. And you did Excel. Excel probably was not amazing to get through. It's a lot of reading.
Oh my God! Don't even talk about
Okay, no problem. Okay, but you were close to passing at one point. You were 1 point away.
Well, that's because I was taking only when I was living in New Jersey. I was only taking the life.
Okay.
And when I took the one in Connecticut, 15 because I missed about 15 because it's life and health.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So when are you taking it again?
1 second, let me see. 1 second. What date is that? The 24th.
Okay. The 24th.
The
Okay.
24th. Yeah.
Okay, so you got about 12 days. Now, have you gotten my gold videos? Or do you know what that
No,
is? Yeah.
no,
Okay.
I don't.
All right. So what I do, like where my best skill set is teaching the information in a way that's easy to understand and that makes sense. So you
Right,
have your Excel course, your Kaplan, 80 Banker, ExamFX, whatever. Lots of reading doesn't make a lot of sense. My
right,
videos are so I've created videos that basically allow you to replace the reading inside of your course and
right,
basically just watch my videos and take notes. And then I say things in a way that makes it stick into your brain. I give you
right.
multiple examples. And so my gold class series videos, which is available for purchase on my website at insuranceexamqueen.com, will teach you the things you need to know that are most tested, most common in every state in a way that's easy to understand and makes a lot of sense. So if you're
Okay.
able to get my gold, you have 2 weeks of study time that you can use to watch those videos, and it should put you in a very great place to be able to pass the exam. Like for example,
Okay.
let's just talk a little bit about what you know or don't know. What is the difference
Okay.
between term life and whole life?
Well, term life is temporary, and whole
Yep.
life is for your whole life.
Yep.
It's
Permanent.
like
And
100. Right. Right.
what's one of the key characteristics that you'll find in whole life but not term?
In whole life, it's isn't it cash value?
Cash value, yes,
Right.
cash value.
Right.
That's one of the key things is that you will get cash value in whole life, but you will not get cash value in term or term, temporary, whatever.
Right.
And then when it comes to whole life, what are the different ways that I can pay my premium for whole life?
Uh, you can pay one lump sum.
Yes, single
You can
premium.
you can right. You can pay you can pay semi or monthly.
Oh, so okay, you're talking about how often you pay. Yeah. So
Right.
yearly or semi-monthly. Okay, but in
Right.
terms of so not so much like when I make my payment, that's what you're referring to now is you can pay
Right.
monthly, annually, semi-annually, quarterly, yes. But like for any of those options, your payment is going to be based on a certain amount. So like for example, if I paid my whole life monthly or yearly, whatever, I can pay it 2 different ways. I can pay it where I pay the same amount of money every month or every year that the policy exists all the way until the very end.
Right.
And that is called straight life.
Straight life.
So
Right.
straight life would be I make the same payment consistently. It never changes and it'll be the same from day one until the very end.
Right.
Then there's an option called limited pay life. Do you know what limited pay life means?
No.
So limited pay life says I want to pay off my whole life early.
Okay.
So if your whole life, your whole life insurance would technically go, let's say to age 30 to age 100, right? Because that's when
Right.
it ends, right? So when does a
Right.
whole life policy mature or endow? Age 100, right?
Right. Right.
So a straight life would say, I'm paying every single month until I am age 100. So
Right.
even when so if you live to age 100, you are making a payment every single month to your whole life. There
Okay.
is an option, limited pay life, where I can finish paying it off early and I can be done paying it. So this would be like, let's say I start it when I'm 30, it's going to go to age 100. I want to be done paying it when I'm 60. That way, because around the age 60, I'm gonna be close to retirement. I want to reduce my bills. I don't want to have a monthly bill due every month for my
Right.
whole life. I'd rather pay it off while I'm working, while I'm receiving a consistent income. So if I get it at age 30 and I want to be done paying it by age 60, that's going to be a limited pay life. We would call it a 30 pay life.
30.
The number,
Right.
yeah, the number in front indicates how many years I want to pay it off. I could have a 10 pay life, a 20 pay life, a 30 pay life. It's just that first number indicates how long do I want to pay off my whole life. So
Yes.
limited pay life says I want to pay my whole life premium off sooner. Now, the total premium I pay, whether I do straight or limited, will be the same. It's just that in straight, I pay it every single month until the age 100. In limited, I pay it off sooner. So it's not that I'm paying more overall, it's that I'm paying more up front and then none on the back end.
Got it.
Now, a very tricky concept that gets lost when we think about this is if my whole life goes from age 0 to age 100, or whatever age I'm starting, so let's say 30 to age 100.
Right.
And a little bit about that cash value, that, whole life comes with the cash value. When does the cash value reach the insurance amount? Like, because whole life is basically saving my own money for my own death, right?
Right.
So when does the cash value amount reach the amount of insurance? When does that happen?
Well, isn't it up to 100?
Yes.
So it reaches the full payment. Yeah.
Yes. So the cash value, I put in cash value. And by the time I'm age 100, it reaches the insurance amount. And if I die exactly at age 100, all the money I receive is cash value money.
Right.
Yes. Now, if I have a limited pay life, on the exam, they ask me a question that trips me up. They will say, if I have a 30 pay life, so I'm done paying after 30 years, done paying, have to pay no more money. No more money from me is going into the cash value. Is the cash value still fully funded at that point?
Yes, I would assume it is. Yes. No.
But it's not. Because what is happening to that cash value when I make premium payments? What happens to that cash value?
Well, doesn't it compound?
It earns interest. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So when I put $200 into my whole life, like if I make a premium payment, the insurance company takes that 200, they grow it a little bit. So if I finish paying at age 60, so if it goes from 30 to 100, and I finish paying at 60, my portion is done. But all the money I put in there, what needs to happen?
Still need to pay. The money still needs to grow.
It still needs to grow. Yes.
Right.
So so whether you do limited pay life, where you're done paying at 60, or you do straight pay life, the policy itself will not fully fund until age 100.
Okay.
And a lot of people will miss that. It grows interest while it's sitting there.
Right.
And we've got to remember that there is a difference between a 69 and a 70. Because it makes, if I'm done paying, then it must have all the money it's going to have.
Right. Not true. Right.
Yeah. So it's little stuff like that people miss that I make sure I cover in my gold videos, so that when you take the exam, you feel very confident and ready to choose the right answer and pass.
Yeah. I'm one of those people. So that's right.
Yes. So I would highly recommend, if you go to insuranceexamqueen.com, you could click on get gold, life and health, whatever. It's $99. And it will come with all the videos that I have that teach this stuff. And you can attend our live classes that we have. Every week we are running live classes. And you can see the schedule in our Facebook group because we create events. But the only way to attend those live classes with a live instructor is if you get gold. But like what you said, you were getting tutoring. Who are you getting tutoring with?
With the company. The company offers one-on-one tutoring, actually.
Are you paying for it or is good? Okay, so cool. So some employers and stuff like that will give you the tutoring, but for $99, you can have live access to all of our classes for the next 100 days. That's our current access amount.
Well, I mean, I like my tutor, but I like the way you just explained that. It was just simple. It was just like really simple. Yeah. I really like it. So I will purchase it. I'll do that.
Yeah, and it's going
Yeah,
to
I'll do
help you
that.
so much. And it comes with a 90% next time or first time pass rate. So if you watch all the videos and you take the notes, because I'm an old school teacher. You are getting a
Right,
piece of paper, you are writing, I'm on the whiteboard, you're writing notes,
right,
and that way it
right.
sticks into your head, it sticks into your brain. And then I'll also
Yes.
say things really weird. I'll emphasize certain stuff or change my voice, and it triggers a memory into your brain.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You're so
Thank you.
welcome, Charles. And I'm going to send you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your
Thanks.
exam. Have
Thanks.
a good
Thank
night.
you. Thank
Yep.
you. Nice to meet you. Take
Bye.
care.
All right. Arisha, I see you there, but I think you're driving. Are you in a safe spot? Okay, I'm going to add you on.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, look at you got my earrings. I can normally have earrings. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So I got your gold and I
Perfect.
absolutely love it because I am doing, sorry, I'm in the drive-through too. Um,
Heck yeah.
trying to do two things at once. And I'm doing Kaplan. Oh my gosh, so boring. But I watch your I'm partway through. And I plan to take my test, my very first of PNC. Here in a couple weeks. I do have my Medicare already in my health. That was easy peasy, but this one seems to be a lot worse. And just maybe a couple questions of like what needs to be because they're trick questions, and it's like I know they get you with accept that word accept. And so, is there any good ways that I can remember the
Yeah.
accept and things like that?
Yeah. So the accept question is looking for the false answer, the answer that doesn't work. So like if we were to just break it down very simply, and we would say all of the following fruits are red except, you're going to have, four choices. Apple, that's red. Strawberry, that's red. Cherry, that's red. Banana, not red. You're looking for the thing that is so get rid of the word except. All the following fruits are red. Identify the red fruits. Then you're going to notice, oh, there's one thing that's not red. That's your answer. It's the false answer. It's the one that doesn't work, the one that doesn't fit.
Well, and also that, like, that's a great example. However, whenever you're looking at the question, it gives you, I remember I just did one home and auto, or what was it? I don't remember which one I did, but it said all of the following except, and then I pushed the one that wasn't correct because it had the first part of it was right, but the second part was not. And I was like, I knew that. I knew it wasn't right because I didn't see it in anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what gets me is on the testing is the accept questions, and to go back and then they put in that little, one of the answers is similar to the correct answer, and so I second guess myself with that.
Yeah. So this is where we want to be very careful and read the entire, like I actually tell people to spend most of your time reading the question. With the accept
Okay.
ones, it gets weird. You can't actually know what it's going to be until you dive into the answers. So like, but spend, so when it's not an accept question, spend most of your time reading the question and figuring out what it is they want to know. And then less time trying to analyze what the actual answer is. Okay. So totally cool. I just had Taco Bell earlier today too.
My son works here too, so I'm like, but I will pull over. I promise. I'm pulling over.
Yeah, no problem. So did you get to the end of gold where it's navigating difficult test questions?
No, I am right now on the farm
Perfect.
part of it, and I took the because you're allowed to have the quiz in Kaplan, and so I just kind of took it to see where I was at, and I was at a 48, but I haven't gone through everything yet. I'm only on like chapter 15 with Kaplan, and with you I'm at the farm insurance part of it. So
Okay. So this might be perfect then, is since you already have gold, Peter teaches this amazing class, navigating difficult test questions. And so he breaks down for you how to handle the question when you're reading it and it gets tricky, what to look for, what to focus on, how to choose your answer. And so that class may be exactly what you're needing. So if you want, you can jump to the end, watch that class, and then come back, because it may be the thing that's tripping you up from moving forward in Kaplan.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then watch watching my videos before the chapter in Kaplan that video corresponds to is definitely going to be helpful. Like we call it eating your dessert first. You know, I had somebody, Danielle was her name, and she was like, it takes forever to get through Kaplan, but I tell myself, as long as I get through it, I get to watch Melissa at the end. And I said, what are you doing? I said, watch me at the beginning.
Yes.
So she flipped it. She started watching me before she read it in Kaplan, and it changed everything for her. She passed every exam the first time. She did all 4.
Okay, I want to piggyback off that, because when I joined Kaplan and I didn't get like the teaching part of it because I'm cheap. But then, of course, I like Googled a whole bunch of questions, and Exam Queen popped up, and I was like, oh, I like her hair. Love the hair. I can't go as wild. My husband doesn't like the short hair, but I'm like, this is what you got. But anyway, so the short hair, and I watched some of your free ones, and I'm like, okay. So then I went down the rabbit hole, and I went onto your site, and I was like, okay, I love the way she teaches, because I'm a hands-on type of person, and that's how I learn. See, I was a CNA for 19 years. That's how I learned. I'm an EMT also. So Medicare, that's how I learned, was watching people do it. And so that I started off with the Kaplan and reading it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not a book nerd, no. And so when I bought the gold course, and started watching it, and I go back and forth, because Kaplan and you are not,
100% aligned. Yeah.
right. But I will, okay, Kaplan's, this is the farm. Okay, I'm gonna go and watch Melissa's farm stuff, and it clicks. It's like, oh, that's what they're explaining. That's what they're talking about. Because you're, like you said before, your voice goes up and down, and it's like, oh, I know that word. Oh, Melissa says that 10 times. So, yes. So I just think it's the question. I'm one of those where, like, I got it in my brain, but then I go to take the test, and I'm like, I did, when I'd second guess myself. But I've watched the ones where you're like, just pump yourself up and say you can do it. And that's how I passed my CNA. That's how I passed my EMT. That's how I passed my health and life. So you pump yourself up, you go in, the stuff, do it. So I think that's what I'm doing, is trying to get myself pumped up to do it.
You got this. Yes. And that too is like one of the things that causes people to fail the exam sometimes, is there actually kind of is a scary side to changing your career, to doing something different. And so sometimes we kind of like almost energetically block ourselves from studying, passing, because we're just filled with anxiety about, there's a whole other life on the other side of this. And if I pass, it means I actually have to do it.
Right.
So consciously, like in our minds, like, oh yeah, I'm excited for this new career, this new opportunity. But then it's like, but that means this is going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change. And sometimes we're not consciously aware of that. We get a little bit nerve-wracking about what's going to happen on the other side. So, but yeah, I would definitely recommend watching the navigating difficult test questions like right away. Just jump to it's one of the last videos. Okay. So just jump to that video in gold, watch that from Peter. Then it'll be able to help you. And maybe we should move that to the beginning. I don't know. We put it at the end. But to be fair, people are testing the whole way through. So maybe we need to move that video up. But we do have that video in gold, and it is very, very helpful. And also just believe and trust yourself. I've got this. I can do that. You've been an EMT. That is hard as heck, man. Yeah. You got to know a million things. Like, you can do this. You know you can do this. You know you can do this. So it's like, I got this. I can do this. I'm studying. I'm doing the right stuff. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this.
I've got this.
You got this.
Because Melissa says I got it.
You got it. Yay.
And thank you for saying my name correctly. A lot of people do not, because they don't know how. But if you said it wrong, I would make you try again.
I love it. You got this. All right, perfect. Yeah, jump to that video. I'm going to send you all the loves, all the vibes. Enjoy your lunch. Be safe. Have an amazing day.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. Elizabeth, I see you down there. I can add you on. And we got Elizabeth, Carrie, Sarah, Sarai, and then Yummy. So let me add Elizabeth. Let me see. Are you there, Elizabeth? I can see the top of your head. There we go. Oh, you're muted. Here, unmute yourself real quick. See if you can.
Oh, there I am. Sorry. I always do that. I'm on Teams all the time working at I work at Aon. And we have to take property and casualty to do the job that I'm doing. And I'm always on Teams and I never unmute myself. I passed the property part in Illinois. So I'm just wondering, is there an avenue you would point me in towards studying for the casualty? Because what happened was I tried to take both the pre-licensing classes and I got kicked out because I didn't answer a poll in the casualty. So they kicked me out. And now I'm taking the pre-licensing portion of it to then take the Kaplan test. And then I booked the test to take for the general and the Illinois specific next Friday because I just figure I'll get through the Kaplan. I'll pass it on the first time and then give myself a little bit of time to study and then take the test next Friday and pass both at the same time. But it's just wondering what, if any, are the differences between studying for the property versus the casualty, because Illinois splits it up differently.
This is a great question. And so there's a big chunk, and this is true for everybody in any state. The Illinois does make you separate them, but what I'm about to say works in every single state. There is so much of property and casualty that are exactly the same. General insurance, what is insurance? The transfer of risk. What is risk? The uncertainty or chance of loss occurring. What are the two types of risk? Pure risk, speculative risk. What are the hazards? There's so much of it. Oh, even the policy. What is the declarations? What is the endorsement? What is the exclusions? All of that stuff, same. So if you were to look right now, Elizabeth, at your exam content outline, and again, anybody else in a Pearson state where you're going to see two chapters at the beginning, whether you're looking at property or you're looking at casualty, you'll see the two exact chapters and they're the same. General insurance terms and related concepts, policy provision and contract law. Those two chapters are the same. There's a couple of more words on the casualty side than the property side, like liability, the different type, like strict liability, absolute liability, vicarious liability. That'll show up on the casualty side and not the property. But I would say 90% of the information from property to casualty exactly the same. Okay. So you're already in a really great spot to be able to already know a big chunk of the information. The other thing that's the same is like homeowners. On the property side, you're going to be answering questions about coverage A through D. Yeah. On the casualty side, you'll be answering questions about coverage E through F. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but a lot of times you end up studying it in the property side and you just go a little bit more in depth into the casualty side. So, and then casualty will also be really into the auto insurance because that's not a property policy, it's a casualty policy. So both commercial and personal. But then CGL, commercial general liability, is one of the bigger ones. And that's the occurrence versus claims made. Okay. So how do you feel about the occurrence versus claims made?
I think I watched your videos on it because I have your Gold Plus. Perfect. So it was done really well. And without that explanation, I don't think I would have been able to understand it because it is quite confusing, but the way that it was explained. And I watched another video on YouTube, which essentially she had, for the occurrence part of it, she had books and she just basically said, you just get another book. It's just another book. That's literally
the video I watched to learn how to do it, to learn about it.
Because she was talking about medical malpractice. And so she's like, for occurrence policy, you just get another book. It just extends. You get another book for the next year. But then, you don't have to worry about the tail coverage with occurrence. You don't have to worry about a retroactive date because you could just, 10 years from now, you could just say, it'll cover it because it doesn't matter. But in a claims made policy, it does matter because it's all about when the claim was made. So I feel that way because then I realized that that's sort of the same thing with the two forms for crime, that crime is fairly, the two forms are similar, loss sustained or discovery. It's kind of the same thing in a way.
It is.
And so I just want to make sure that like where I'm going to put my energies toward and studying and my brain power and the brain matter, because like you said, we only have so much. I want to put it more towards the casualty side, because I'm assuming too that you'd say that, special damages and punitive in general would more be on the casualty side than they would maybe ask you questions about that than they are on the property part. Because I mean, because of spending the $159, I've been able to pass the property. I had to do it separately because I signed up to do the property general for Illinois and then the state specific. But when I went to do the state specific, I declined the course. And once you decline the course, you can't get it back because they preload the tests a day before. So I found that out the hard way. So then I had to go in and take the Illinois specific at a different, on a different date. And I just picked a date the following week and took it. But I really only feel the reason why I passed those tests on the first time on the property side is only because I took your videos, because I have Kaplan and it's just a snooze fest with their books. It's just so, and they give you the big, huge book that's like 20 chapters, and then they give you a state supplement. And the state supplement's a lot better because it's not as many pages as the big book. But I mean, it doesn't really, for me and the way that I operate, it doesn't really help me. That's not, reading this book, I don't think I would have passed the test if I hadn't bought your gold series in any of its forms, because I just was going, what am I doing? It's just so ridiculous. So I just made the decision, I work for Aon and they have to go with state approved.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
You're required to do it too.
Yeah. And it's fine. I get it. But I just made the investment because I want to stay at, I'm 43 right now. I'm going to be 44 this year. I'm not trying to leave a company. I'm starting to get into the middle of my career, and I want to stay at Aon, and there's lots of jobs that you don't need a PNC license for there, but it's always good to have a PNC license and life and health if that's what you want to do in the insurance world, because I think it puts you ahead of people who don't have it or who are trying to get it. But so for me, I'm just appreciative that you're in this world, and I found this out for somebody that is in the same position I have at Aon, and she told me about you, and I was doing your videos on YouTube, but then I just decided I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and pay the extra money, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to pass. And we only get 6 months to take it with Aon. And then probably, as you know, because I think you live somewhere in Illinois, you only get 90 days from when you start taking the test to pass both parts of it here in Illinois. So
yeah. Well, you definitely, you sound very knowledgeable. You talked about the crime policies and all of that. So I would really trust yourself. And the casualty side, again, very similar to the property side in terms of those first two chapters. Then you're going to really focus on auto insurance, umbrella, and then CGL, occurrence versus claims made. And I think that, and the homeowners E&F, and the commercial auto, personal auto, when you focus on those, that's going to be the biggest difference.
And then would you probably focus on the dwelling for, I don't know, maybe for the dwelling part, because I'm trying to think.
Well,
dwelling.
If you pass property, you don't really need dwelling anymore. You're done.
Yeah, that's right. So, and then I got a farm question on my property, but I would assume I should maybe spend a little time on the liability section of farm, because Illinois, there is a lot of farming in Illinois. I'm in suburban Chicago, but there's a lot of, there is a lot of farming in the state.
You know where I live, right?
I Googled you. You live in Shelbyville. I'm not exactly sure where that is. I've spent my whole entire life growing up and living in Northern Illinois, but my mom is from the southern part of Illinois, near the Metro East suburbs of St. Louis, so east of the Mississippi in Belleville.
Farmville, Illinois, with cornfields galore. So yeah, we definitely do a lot of farming here.
But I mean, my family, I take 50, when I go see my family down in metro east suburbs of St. Louis, I take 55 and it's just farm after farm after farm on 55 heading south.
Exactly.
So
But
yeah, so Illinois, well, I won't say it, but Chicago meets the state of Illinois, but my family in Southern Illinois doesn't agree with me.
Oh no, my husband firmly believes there should be a South and a Northern Illinois, and we should divide 100%. Very different.
Yeah, I think maybe my family thinks that way too.
No,
But my dad's from, the first suburb north of Chicago along Lake Michigan, Evanston, where Northwestern is. So I've had a few family members go to Northwestern too. I'm from this area, but unlike the rest of a lot of people that live in Northern Illinois, I get both parts because I spend a lot of time driving back and forth to see my grandparents who lived down there when I was growing up. So it was kind of, I get it.
Yeah. People who live farm life is very different than people who live city life. And if people just understood that, we wouldn't have so many political arguments. But we digress. We're not going to jump into that.
No, but yeah, so you're closer to the border of Iowa, maybe?
Missouri.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, anything liability related would be casualty side. Liability, you could almost say casualty is liability. It's the same thing. So on a farm policy, any liability coverages on a farm policy could be questions on the casualty policy. But I want to clarify, because I had a couple of people bring up farm. Farm in general is actually really small. So I don't want people to stress out about farm too much. Yes, you can have farm questions. I'm not saying you won't, but it's not a huge major topic. But we do have
one question on the test, but I mean, I guess I would just focus more of my time on maybe, I think the liability part of farm is H, I, and J. I think it's like the last three of the farm. I think that's what it is. It's the end of it, like it is in a homeowner. So that part I'll do. And should I be focusing on the CCP at all for the casualty side?
No. CCP is commercial package. I mean, the only aspect of that is the CGL. Because again, so here's a difference between property and casualty. Both policies cover each other. Like a homeowner's will have, liability on it. But what is the first coverage of the policy? If the first coverage of the policy is a building, is a structure, it's a property policy. If the first coverage is liability, it's a casualty policy. So it's like auto, part A, liability.
Yeah, B is the med pay.
Coverage on auto. And then at the end, it has damage to my auto. It has property on it, but its very first focus is casualty.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the C is the underinsured, insured. Really quickly, what is it, since you live in Illinois, what is it, I know you're supposed to either in Illinois, you're required to have underinsured or uninsured. I always forget which one it is.
Two separate ones. Most policies require you to get uninsured.
Okay.
Because underinsured doesn't always work. You would have to have extra, you would have to have really high limits for you to be able to get underinsured anyway. But uninsured, where you are in an accident with someone who has no insurance, that's the one that most states require that you get and or sign a paper saying you don't want it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was really helpful because I'm studying, but I also kind of want to move on with it and get it over with because there's other things I'm going to be trying to do at Aon. Like there's a place called the Institutes and you can go and get an associate's degree and you can get designations within insurance. So I want to, do that, but I can't start getting the designations and doing the associate's degree until I'm 6 months at Aon. So I want to try to, as best I can, keep the momentum of studying that I've done for the past couple of months and then, move into the designations. And then I was told after you got to wait about a week in Illinois to get your license, and then it gets sent to you. And then I want to hop right into getting the ethics course done and just get that off my plate. And, and then I'm going to think about doing some things, because I was told if you start working towards your associates and your designations, you can double dip, and that counts as some of your CE hours. So then you don't have to take as many CE courses.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, Elizabeth, you are in a really great spot. You know now what to focus on with the casualty, and I'm super excited for everything you've got going on and all the stuff that you get to do. That sounds really cool. So thank you so much, Elizabeth and fellow Illinois. Yay.
Yeah. I don't know if we're born and raised here, but yeah, I've never left the state. Unlike you, I haven't been able to, live in other states. I'm jealous that you've lived in other states.
Yeah, I've been all over, but Illinois is home. I recently just traveled, came back, and I'm like, Illinois is home. So
well, good for you. I'm glad you like it. I want to get the heck out of here as soon as I can and move to another state. I'm done with this state for lots of reasons.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
But I'm raising my child here because, the education in the northern part of this country is more or less better than the southern part. So I want him to be educated north, and then he can go and do whatever he wants and whatever.
I won't argue with that.
So.
All right. Well, I'm going to send you all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. You have an amazing day, Elizabeth.
Same to you. Thank you so much.
Yep. All right. I've got Carrie, and then Sarai, and then Yemi, and then David. All right. So I'm going to bring Carrie on. But Carrie, you're unmuted. If you can hear me, I want you. Okay, perfect. You're there. All right. Hello, Carrie. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So tell me what's up.
So I have the gold package, and I've been doing my studying through exam FX. So my main question is, I've been passing the exam FX. I've passed it a couple of times. I passed your exams. What in your opinion would need to be my passing score to take my test? I'm a little bit nervous. So I've done the flashcard class last night with Steve. I've done Peter's little class about the tricky questions. Accept questions still kill me. No matter what I do, my brain cannot handle the accept questions. And I'm going to do Proctor U, so I could just hop on and take it whenever.
What score are you getting now?
Like 75.
You're done. You're passing. That's it.
Okay.
Don't make it harder. So this is where so many people get themselves in trouble, is they believe they need to overshoot the passing score so that if they struggle a little bit on the state exam, they'll be covered by the overshot that they did on their practice exam. But that does not help, because most of the time the practice exam is actually harder, trickier, not like the state exam. So I have met many people who got 80, 90, 100% on their exam FX, bombed the state. It's not the same. So as long as you're getting a passing score, 70 or above, call it a day and go take your state exam.
Okay.
I have met people who could not even pass exam FX and could pass their state exam. So it's not, to me, it's not the best indicator is if you're exam ready. It can be, as long as you can pass, that's good. And do not take it over and over and over again, because it's not, to me, practice exams are not how you prove you're going to pass the state exam. It's not. It's knowing the information and being prepared to be able to answer any question they ask about it in any form that they ask about it. You're not allowed to have, no company is not allowed to have exact copy and paste. This is a state exam question, and now it's on your practice exam. Mm-hmm. If companies do that, they get shut down. They're not allowed to do that.
Right.
So there's no point in my mind in doing practice exams on repeat when you could simply learn the material and answer any question that anyone asks you about it.
Okay. I will. My employer really emphasized practice exam. And then you said no. So I was like, I stepped off of that. So I do make my index cards off my last practice test, which was yesterday. So I'm doing that. The thing what's catching me is like the numbers part of it and the tax deductible. Is it like the group numbers and things like that. So I think I'm going to take tonight, do a little bit more memorization with my flashcards, then maybe do your process for tomorrow. Get up, relax, take the test.
Yeah. So you're doing life and health, is that right?
I am doing life and health. I'm sorry, in Alabama.
Okay. And then you said it's the deductions, so like
It's just not. It's like anything to do with numbers. I feel like I'll take the test, and it's like, oh, group is less than this, but simple is this, and your elimination period is this, and it just anything with numbers just seems to be really catching me. Like the concepts I get, I think it's just the memorization in my 55-year-old brain that doesn't like the memorization aspect
Okay.
of things anymore.
So what I recommend with people like this is pick the number that is most common. When it comes to the life and health exam, I would say 10 and 30 are
Okay.
your sweet spots. So if you get to a question you don't know the answer, choose 10 or 30.
Okay.
If one of those is available, pick one, you know?
Yeah, I can always get down to 2. It's easy to eliminate 2 of them, and then I get down between the 2, and I know it's like a 50-50.
Yeah.
So,
And the what's deductible when it comes to the health side and life side of stuff, it's not a highly tested chapter.
okay.
So I wouldn't be too worried about that. But like very, very quickly, medical, because remember, health insurance is a big umbrella. When most people say I want health insurance, what they actually mean is I want medical insurance. So medical is the one that is tax-free everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The employer gets to write it off. The employee gets to, write, like there's no taxes on medical. The rest of the insurance will have taxes on it, whether it's deductible or undeductible. If the money that you use to pay for the premium was tax deducted, the benefit will be taxed. If the money used to pay the premium was not taxed, then the benefit will be tax-free. So like, and I believe in the disability video, we have a little chart that goes with that will help with that. But medical gets a free pass. Medical is never, it's tax-free, it's tax deductible, medical tax-free, whatever. But the other ones, it just depends on who paid the premium. So if the employer paid the premium, they get to write that off. That's tax deductible. No taxes were paid if the employer paid the premium. When the employee, the individual pays the premium, you're almost always paying it with money that's already been taxed. Mm-hmm. And so then your benefit gets to be tax-free. So if I have a health insurance policy, like let's say disability, I have a disability policy through my job. My employer pays half the premium. I pay half the premium. That means when I get my benefit check, half of it will be taxed, half of it won't be taxed.
Okay.
But again, that concept is not highly tested. You don't need to be super strong in that area.
Okay.
And then pick numbers that are common. And then also just trust, like, I'm guessing correctly. I'm guessing correctly. I'm guessing. That just helps. It helps so much.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You got anything else for me, Carrie?
Sounds good. Nope. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam. You have an amazing day. All right. Sarai, I'm bringing you up. Hello. Am I saying your name right? You got to unmute yourself. There you go. Unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, Sarai. Can you hear me?
Sarai? Yes. Okay. Tell me what's up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm sorry. Man, my break was over and I'm in a meeting, but I just want to tell you real quick. Thank you so much for the gold course. It's amazing.
It is. Yes.
Give me 1 second. And then I took the life test twice. And no, 3 times, and I failed. So I know you could take it 5 times. I'm a little discouraged. Then I bought your course. I was having a little bit of tutoring with Peter. Mm-hmm. And then I started reviewing all the videos. I haven't scheduled the other tests yet due to my anxiety. I have really bad anxiety. I failed by 8 points. And I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should schedule it right away after reviewing your videos or when I should schedule again.
I would do it quicker. The sooner this, I know like there is worrisome. And I just want to clarify for anybody listening, she's only allowed to take
I
it
can't
5
hear you. I'm
times
sorry.
in
I
her
can't hear you.
state. So it's not that everybody only gets 5 times. I just wanted to clarify that. All right. Can I talk? Or are you in your other meeting, Sarah? Should I wait or?
I put myself on mute. So, and I really wanted to talk to you so bad. They're talking gibberish, so
I get it.
nothing
I
important.
schedule sooner rather than later. Trust in the videos. Trust in the thing you're doing with Peter. You've got this.
They're talking gibberish, so
Okay. Okay. All right, Sarah. I love
Okay.
you. I'm going to let you go. Okay.
I can barely hear you.
I appreciate your commitment to wanting to be here and doing your work meeting at the same time. Okay. All right. I love you. If you, I'll
Thank you
leave you
so
in here.
much.
Yeah. And I could come back to you if
I
you want.
appreciate it. Thank you. I
Yep.
apologize. I got into meeting.
It's okay. I get it. I get it.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. I got Yummy. Yummy, if you want to unmute, I'll make sure that I know you're there and you're like alive and ready to come on. If I see your unmute button, come on. Okay. All right. I'm going to hop to David here. All right.
Hi.
Hello, David.
Well, I attempted to take the New York all lines exam today,
Okay.
and you can tell by my dark setting, the proctor terminated the exam. I had about 24 out of 30 right. Just very discouraged.
Okay. So you're doing, sorry, your sound kind of went in and out there a minute. You're doing New York property and casualty?
No, well, no, all lines, property, casualty, life and health as well.
Yeah, dang. So you're doing a huge test. Okay. And you've taken it before?
Yes.
And what was your score?
The first time I scored a 69.
59 out of 100?
Well,
59%?
this was the thing. It was 105 questions. They didn't count 5 questions, and the initial scorecard said that I passed. Then I failed by 1 question because they didn't count 5 questions.
Okay, so you got. I want to understand. Like you got a 59% or 59 points.
No, 69%.
69. Oh, so you're 1% away.
Right.
Okay, so first let's just take a moment that you are taking an exam that is property, casualty, life, and health. You are doing everything in one shot, and
Right.
you were only 1 point away. Do you know how impressive that is?
I was so mad. I mean, I wonder which 5 questions they didn't count.
Yes, I totally get it. But here's where we have to have a mindset shift. So this isn't just you can study, you can learn. I mean, you're studying 4 exams worth of content and you were only 1 point away. So what that tells me is that you can learn. You can learn, you've got this, you can take the test. Where I feel intuitively that you're struggling with based on even how you're talking to me is a mindset shift. That it is more frustrating to you that you missed 1 point rather than the fact that you almost passed. Right? So like what I would want you to do is celebrate. I am doing the hardest test ever because I'm literally doing all the tests in one. Right. And I almost passed. Like I was 1 point away from passing. Can you see how that's equally frustrating, but also something to celebrate?
Yes.
And when you focus on the celebration side of it, it will put you into a much better excitement and alignment to pass the next time.
Yeah. So, then back in October, I passed the Texas all lines for 72. I got introduced to you by a coworker the night before. And scored a 72 on the Texas test.
So you already passed Texas.
Right.
Yeah. So you can do this. You can do this. So what I would encourage you to do is I've got a playlist on YouTube called the Mindset Play. It's all about your mindset. And it's the way that you're thinking about the testing process, the way you're thinking about life the way you're feeling about testing, the way you're feeling about life, that plays a much bigger impact than can I read, study, memorize, and learn a definition.
Yeah.
That that's if we can get our emotions right, if we can get our mindset right, it's going to play a much bigger role than can I read and memorize a definition. We know you can read and memorize a definition. You've got that down. You're 1 point away from passing. Now you just need to get your mindset on lock, and then you're going to be you're going to be so ready to be able to pass that exam, and then you're going to be able to celebrate it. So you need to celebrate the fact that you were only 1 point away, and being in that mindset is going to carry you into passing the next time you take it.
Yeah, I retook it New York the second time today and scored a 24, but mainly because the proctor terminated the exam because it was too dark.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and this is where I think if you can get your mindset right and feel much better, and then you won't get caught in the overanalyzation or the struggling or whatever. I think honestly, at some point I say you might have failed just so you could talk to me today, so that I could tell you, get your mind right, get your heart right, get excited about what it is that you're doing, instead of frustrated on the one thing that didn't work, like the 1 point that didn't happen.
Yeah, because I traveled. I'm in New Jersey, so I travel. It's winter here as well, and I took the test in January. I had to deal with freezing rain. I had to relight the furnace that morning. Everything was going wrong. And today I tried to take it from home, and it was too dark. The doctor had to terminate the exam.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I
don't know if you have a laptop, but basically what's happening is the light behind you. If you could turn the other direction, then you'd be able to see your face. So I don't know if it's a desktop or a laptop, but literally, if you just rotated, your whole light would change.
Yeah, I tried angling the webcam.
You see, if you put curtains behind you, because it's the sunlight coming in behind you is impacting it. Now that I have been on a YouTuber, I've had to learn the lighting.
Yeah.
So either put a big curtain, like get blockout curtains, or you need to face the other direction.
Yeah. I think the next retake, I'm going to go to the exam site again and retake it. I went in January, and hopefully I'll be able to clear the winter season. I've been hesitant about taking a retest. And my boss suggested, why don't you take it at home? But it didn't work today. So I probably will go in hopefully after the winter season. I mean, I don't want to cancel a test because of the winter weather, and it's another year that I have.
Yeah, take it as soon as you can, and probably if you can't move your computer or get the lighting, it's probably easier just to take it at the testing center. But yeah, I think you're saying that's kind of difficult to drive places right now with the weather.
Yeah, I think that's what the problem is. You can see the dark, background here, and the proctor kind of picked it up on that. And I mean, it's going to get clip.
I can't see your face at all. Like I can't. You're just a black circle. So see, that's slightly better, but it's because there's so much.
I had this light on.
It's so much light behind you.
Yeah.
So if you can just turn your like if you can literally take your desk and turn it around so that you're facing the window, that'll change all of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just temporary to get the test done. Because if you took your laptop and turned it around right now and had the sun facing you, we could see your whole face. All the light would completely change.
Yeah. I'm not going to take that chance again.
No, I get that, but that would help. Or you need to block out the window and then have your light turned on.
Yeah, they couldn't even see my ID. My driver's license. They said it was blurry.
It's the window behind you. The window behind you provides too much light.
Rescheduled the test for a third time, and then the winter weather rears its ugly head, and I'm forced to cancel it. I know what you're saying. I forget the material the longer I put this off.
Yeah, and so schedule it again as soon as you can in a safe way that you can. However, you got to drive there, but trust and believe that everything is working out for you in the way that it is for whatever reason. and just roll with the punches. Take it on the chin, roll with the punches. I've got this. I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I'll deal with what I have to deal with. I can do this. I can pass.
Yeah, and I think the one question that I missed was I confused death benefits with funeral benefits. I put down the wrong figure. I think that's the one question that cost me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so this is one of the things that like people are like, oh, I failed by one question. Like, no, you failed by 30. Like there was 30, like at 70 out of 100, right? You have 30 that you got wrong. If one of them was correct, yes, you would have passed. But you had 29, 30 potential questions that could have been different, so that you could have chose a different answer. So it's okay that you can catch that, but like in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of things you could have changed to get the right score. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what I'm saying is don't waste a lot of energy on what was the one question, because there was 30.
Yeah, no, I know.
No,
yeah, it does.
Okay, David. Well, I'm going to send you off with so much love. You've got this. If you're going to proctor at home, you got to get the light, got to get that window in front of your face, and then that will change the lighting for you. But I'm going to send you off. I give you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam. You have an amazing day. All right, perfect. Okay. All right. Let me just scroll through the comments here to see if there's any big ones. I know you guys are asking a lot of good questions in here. I'm just going to see any ones that can help. Can I take the state exam at home? So Angela is asking, can I take the state exam at home? It will depend on your state. So some states allow you to take the exam at home, some don't. So when you go to schedule it, you'll see if there's the option to take it at home or not take it at home. It just depends on your state. And some states will say if you took it at home and you failed, you have to go in next time to the testing center. So every state has their own rules and laws about it. I don't remember if Florida offers that option or not. I know you just said you're in Florida, but it depends on your state. So clip that. Okay, let me see. Question, got any tips for Tennessee State Life and Health? Just failed my first time. My retake is the 21st. So this is a tip that I have for everybody, especially if you failed. Go to my website, insuranceexamqueen.com. Buy the Gold Class Series package for $99. There are other options that give you more stuff if you want it, but at the base, get $99 gold. Watch the videos from top to bottom. Take the notes as I'm teaching, and that puts you in a position to be able to pass the exam the next time. That is my recommendation across the board for everybody. Get gold. Clip that. Okay. This is like somebody's in my office. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any other questions that are jumping out at me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. Okay. So I will be back here. I have it on the calendar. We're going to make sure that we put it in the Facebook group about when the dates are. Will we have, hello. You got this for me? Oh, thank you, my love. Look at, we got roses. Well, thank you. Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. All right. All the loves and vibes to pass your exam. You guys have an amazing day.